5 important things schools don't teach you that they should. Number 1, personal finances. Personal finance, by definition, is the management of money and financial decisions for a person or family. This includes things like budgeting, investments, and retirement planning. A good way to establish a budget that works for you is to look at what you've purchased in the last 30 days. Total up everything you've spent money on and see what you can realistically take out to increase your savings and stay in line with your budget. Let me give you an example. Let's say you spent $200 last month on food alone. You can't turn around and say, I'm only going to spend $40 on food next month. That's an unrealistic goal that'll be too hard to stay in line with. If you stick to your budget and track your spending, you'll realize that you were spending money in all types of areas that you didn't really need, and you could have saved that money. The value of saving money and having a budget gets more serious when you're older. 7 out of 10 Americans have less than $1,000 in their bank account for a rainy day. So when you get up in age and you have medical bills, mortgage, student loans, credit card debt, and have to put food on the table, how will you save for retirement? Do you plan on working until you die? Studies show you have to have about 25 times your annual expenses, adjusted for inflation, to live a comfortable retirement. But how can you do that if you don't even know how much your expenses are for 1 year? Create a budget. Number 2, how to independently make money. You learned in my previous video that earned income is the worst way to build wealth due to inflation. But this is the only source of income we're ever taught in school. See, you need to be able to make money 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, which is physically impossible to do. But with things like passive income and portfolio income, you can build your wealth around the clock. Passive income is earnings derived from a rental property, limited partnership, or other enterprise in which a person is not actively involved. Examples of this would be collecting money from a YouTube video that you made over a year ago that's still generating profit. Rental income, such as you owning single family homes or apartment buildings, or receiving royalties from a popular song you wrote. Passive income is when your money works for you. Portfolio income is derived from various types of investments, such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. This includes things like interest, dividends, and capital gains. An example of receiving portfolio income is getting paid a dividend from a company just for investing in them. This is cash that you can use for anything you want. Portfolio income is somewhat passive after you get it going. Number 3, time management. When it comes to time management in business, you may have heard of the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of outcomes result from 20% of all causes for a given event. A good example of this is how we dress. Most people wear 20% of their clothes 80% of the time. This means that if you have 5 shirts, you're only going to wear one shirt 80% of the time. Why not just throw out the other 4 shirts and get more like the shirt you constantly wear? This is the 80-20 rule, and the goal is to identify inputs that are potentially the most productive and make them the priority. Focus on the things that work and get rid of the things that make you less productive. Number 4, how to handle rejection. In school, you were never taught how to handle rejection, and this could have a long-lasting effect on your life. While in school, your teacher says, study hard, get good grades, go to college, apply for that job, and make a living. What they don't tell you is that there are hundreds of people applying for that job also, and there's only 25 jobs available. So what happens now? The odds are against you for getting that dream job you've always wanted, and now you feel like a failure. In school, It's a sin to make mistakes, and if you fail, you're punished. Making mistakes is the only true way to learn from something and grow beyond that mistake. You could tell someone 1,000 times that fire is hot, but they won't truly know what you mean until it comes in contact with them. And then they'll never get too close to fire again. This is the same with mistakes. Mistakes shouldn't be looked down upon, instead, they should be encouraged. Number 5, how to find your passion. When I was in school, most people just wanted the career that paid the most. Things like doctor, lawyer, and pharmacist. Instead of picking careers that they would love or enjoy, not knowing what you want to do for the rest of your life is okay. But what happens is people feel rushed. They see their friends going to college or joining the military, so they do the same. This is why a lot of students graduate and don't know a single thing about themselves. Schools don't try to help you figure out who you are. Instead, it's just easier to make everyone the same. The school system doesn't want you to reach your full potential. Think about it. They'll let you take out $100,000 loan for student loans with no credit history or no data to show that you can actually pay it back, but they won't give you a $10,000 business loan to start a company. Remember, high school prepares you to work at a factory, and college prepares you for a 9 to 5 job. Only you can prepare yourself for success.